Hi everybody, welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to Allastrology. I'm Amy.
I'm G. And I'm lighting the sage. Because we are about to do
a free reading. So if you are interested in having a free reading, all of our first time subscribers, for our first 100 subscribers to our YouTube channel, get a free reading. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel and we will be more than happy to do a free reading for you. You need to tap the bell so that you get a notification when our videos post. You need to subscribe and we need to have your subscriber information. Scroll down all the way to the bottom below all the videos if you're on your phone. Type in your contact information, type in your birth information. We have to have your birth information in order to be able to do your reading, which means that you have to give us
free.
No
Okay,
charge.
So did you give the birth date? Like whose
Oh,
chart we're doing?
sorry. Today's chart?
Yes, today's chart. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Sorry about that. Is April 17th, 1980, 10:47 a.m. Toledo, Ohio. Welcome, Toledo, or as I always like to call it, Toodly-doo.
She's from Ohio.
I'm from Ohio. I can't help
Ohio humor.
I grew up in Cincinnati. I know. Or as Southern Ohioans like to call it, Cincinnati.
Well, thank you for joining us, Ohio, and for trusting us. We are now going to go ahead and take a little dip here. What we like to do is go into the past a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It helps to validate the chart and the birth time and our ability to read your energy. This is nothing more than a energetic frequency grid. And we're gonna the amount of unbelievable energy you have to start new projects. Not really projects, but I guess professional projects. Like you want to be like the leader of something in a very big way. You want to be known for starting something, to being the person who first came out with it type of idea. You know, like that's going to be important to you. You're going to want to be known for that.
At work.
Yeah, whether it's work in a traditional sense of work or just this is your highest goals, highest hopes, highest aspirations, and you want the world to know you for this thing, whatever this thing is. But it's going to involve some physicality because it involves the body. You have a older sun, as we would say, like your sun signs, 27 degrees. So when it comes to doing things, you're actually probably incorporating more of thinking.
Yeah.
He's not so. You're an Aries Sun, which typically
Aries tend to be impulsive, but
Yes.
because you have a late degree Aries, you're probably not quite as impulsive as Aries can be.
Well, you have the support of some thinking because when it comes to thinking, you are grounded.
Yeah.
You have a lot of practical, pragmatic, sound. You can cover details in your thinking. You can figure out the how-tos of things, and you do them by the book. You follow the rules. Like, you're the guy, like, give me the directions.
Yeah.
What do the directions say? You know, wouldn't be hard. You'd be someone who's okay to read labels.
Probably.
Label readers people find that annoying. But following the rules, especially when we're younger.
Yeah, I get the real feeling that you are one of those people who likes to do things in order, the way they're written, following the rules, doing things the way they're supposed to be done, the way people have told you that that's the way they should be done, and that you don't particularly care for it when people don't do things that way, and that it probably really irritates you. That's just the feeling that I get.
Yeah, I think you'd be very vocal about it with people in one-on-one relationships.
Yeah,
and
probably.
especially at work, or in the domestic, like especially when you were younger, like before you had a job, right? It would have been more of when we think of the sixth house. When we think about all that, it's our day-to-day routines, what we do for a daily living, and when we're a kid, what do we do for a daily living? We go to school.
School.
So you were probably quite outspoken to the degree that you didn't realize how outspoken you were.
You probably would have been the kid that would have
Others
made a
would prob-
really good hall monitor.
Maybe. Yeah, there's something about law. There's
Yeah.
something about law, doing things by the book. And
Or the crossing guard at school.
yeah, these energies, they're just possible ways of expressing. You, as a divine being, as we all are, have the ability, have our free will. And so when we talk about possibilities of ways expressing, we're just looking at certain signature points and saying, wow, I see you want to be known as someone who, was the first one out of the gate at something, with something, in a professional way.
Yeah.
That's what it shows. And your sun is there, so that actually literally rejuvenates you. It invigorates you. It feeds you. It energizes you.
Yeah.
So let's go back now. I started talking about how you think, just to give you some information.
Right.
We're going back to the 1987 stuff. And so I'm going to stick to what you originally started with, which was like fall of 1987.
Yeah.
They're showing there was a physical square, meaning a tension and a stress set up, likely the body.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy
structure
that's going on
teeth.
in the house of health, and particularly when it comes to
Knees.
your bone structure. And so you very easily could have been in a situation where you may have become injured.
Yeah, there could have been, and because there's also this planet that also brings in surprises, and well, at that age, kids do a lot of stuff.
They do a lot of stuff.
A lot of crazy stuff, like, oh my God.
Like fall out of trees.
Yeah, whatever, right. Yeah, it could have been something as simple as that, because
or run out into the traffic.
it would have restricted your mobility.
Yeah, it really would have. So, maybe you fell down the stairs and broke your legs or something, but it was something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you were horseback riding for all I know. I don't know. Like, it's in the sign of
I
Sag,
can't,
like,
all of a sudden I had this picture of this friend of mine when I was a kid. She literally slipped down the stairs from the second floor to the first floor in her house and broke both her legs.
Oh, God.
That was the picture that all of a sudden just popped into my head.
Suck. Well, maybe that's what happened to you. I'm sorry if that did, and I hope to God it wasn't both legs, because that really would have been restricting of the mobility.
Right?
Oh,
but that was the picture that all of a sudden just popped into my head.
That's fascinating, because it would have involved likely you trying to ascend something.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
like
it would have been
walking up
trying
the
to get
stairs
higher.
and falling backwards.
Could have been a ladder.
Or
interesting.
yeah.
So it could have been something like that.
Yeah. But that you would have been about 7 years old.
Yeah.
So you would have been in second grade?
I don't know what grade. We'll stick to years, because people get ahead and people are held behind. We have no clue.
Right.
Not unless
but
we want to dig
you would have
deeper
been
in.
7. So the next incident.
Yeah, give me a year.
You would have had
another
you would have had another incident. You would have been 13. And that would have been
what year is that?
1993. And it would have been probably in September.
Alrighty. Should I go to just the beginning of September? Stay
Yeah.
there? All right.
It would have been around the beginning of, it probably would have been right around the beginning of the school year in 1993.
Okay.
This one is a little bit more difficult to pin down exactly what could have happened. We're not really sure, but there was something that happened. And it was definitely, again, probably related to your health in some way. Again, this one I'm feeling a little unsure as to exactly what happened, but I think this one might have been a little bit more difficult for them to figure out what was going on, is my feeling. What do you think?
Well, there's so many things to look at it in a chart. So tell me where you're going. You're going this to this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think there were difficulties in relationships in the home. and I think that definitely played a role on the health and well-being of yourself. I think that, let me see what else we got here. What is this big, what's that guy at? 18. Oh, okay. So it would have done, okay. That's so fascinating.
I know. Like
Yeah,
I said, this one's a little more
This
difficult.
is more of, so how old was this person at this age?
13.
13. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, there's a tension set up, and it can be a below the surface tension, but it's in relationships, okay? It's about fairness. It's about things being balanced. It's about everybody being equal, okay? And that's somehow, and that has to do with the day-to-day routines, but also it has to do, when we think about our health and well-being, again, bones, structure,
Right.
But could also be in the home. There's a stress setup.
Right.
First of all, I think that there is that kind of a situation going on, an intense imbalance in the home.
Could have involved, if you have,
Female, but one-on-one relationships, definitely.
could have involved a sibling of some kind. Too.
Yeah, and so the home, and if you're 13, like work, right? I'm sorry, I meant to say school. School.
Possibly.
What's the day-to-day life of a 13-year-old, you know?
It's school.
Yeah, if you're not at home, you're at school.
Yeah.
Most 13-year-olds don't have a job, but if you did, if you had a paper route, if there was something like that,
Yeah.
then there was this another, well, it's not so much, I guess it can be a restriction that was set up, but this was, something actually ended and something began. How about that? Something ended so that something new can
else began.
And it was probably quite a surprise.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We love
Yeah.
feedback. It helps us to be better at
Yeah,
what we do
and-
for you.
And if you feel comfortable
And so-
telling us what it was so that we can make sense of it,
Yeah.
it helps us.
Yeah.
Okay. That just gives you an indication of what we're seeing, and just to
We're going to go up
validate
to
it.
speed.
So we're going to speed up, and we're going to go
Today's
to
date.
today, which is September the 3rd, 2019.
Alrighty.
We wanted to go back and we wanted to mention March.
Yeah, let's bring it up to date, but yet going backwards a little bit. So this past March 2019, you experienced an event. This would have involved everything we just talked about, which is day-to-day routines, health, domestic animals, service.
Probably involved your job.
Yes, job definitely could have been there.
Yeah.
In that category. And there would have been a tension set up. The tension was set up with your opinions and your beliefs, what you believe. Okay?
How you feel about things, how you think about things.
How you talk about the things that you believe.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
So there would have been some sort of a discussion. Okay? Thinking and in your communications.
Transits.
Thinking and communication
Oh, yeah.
at that time.
Yeah, and things probably would have seemed like you probably would have maybe felt like things were foggy, or
I know
you
this
didn't
feels like a
understand.
Neptune reading if I've ever felt one, right?
It is
Like
a
I feel like my
Neptune
eyes are being
reading.
covered and there's only so much I'm supposed to say here. But at this time in March, Neptune was a factor. What does Neptune do? Goes like this.
Yeah.
You know, and there might be some cracks in the fingers where you can see out a little bit, but you definitely don't see the whole picture.
Yeah, because you're dealing with a lot of energy right now where things feel like this. You are actually dealing with a lot of energy like that right now. And so the reading that we're giving you is kind of feeling like this. And
Well, this started a process for this person.
yeah.
You know, some years back in the house of what do I believe?
Right.
What are my beliefs? What are
Right.
my opinions? Where where that planet came in that adds the clouds and the delusion, because you have a very ethereal belief system. It's more of, I mean, it can actually go two ways. It can be the extreme where it's, okay, I believe in God and I follow this certain religion and this is what's right and this is what you have to believe and I'm right to the book when it comes to that. Or it could go to the other extreme, which is we are all one. All these religions are really the same. It's just, you know, they're divided by, you know, by our social practices. They're divided by our culture. They're divided, right? But in reality, we're all one. And so it can have two different looks. And so this experience that began probably like 8-9 years ago, it's there to fine tooth your belief system. It's there to, you always give me that look like, what the hell is this person saying? I'm
finding it.
I see you looking like the eyes peeking over like she doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, I'm
What
finding
is she
it
talking about?
fascinating. I'm just waiting to see where you're going with this.
Well, because that's what when this Neptune got here.
I know.
Yeah, you know, and so you're still learning and figuring that out for you. When I say learning, it's not learning to believe what I believe. It's not what I'm saying.
It's learning to
figuring
figure out what it is
what it
that
is
you
believe.
really, truly believe in the heart.
Where you feel like, okay, I figured out my philosophy on life.
Yeah.
Because it probably changed when this planet entered your belief systems. It changed the way you used to look at things.
Because we all change how we feel about things and how we look at things over the course of our lifetime. And so you've been going through a lot of that over the last several years.
And this is all tied into work. This is all tied into your daily routines. It affects your health system as well. But more importantly right now, you are in the midst of, there's a benefit that started like in March that affected the professional world for you, your professional, what you do for a living professionally, and how you want to be seen in the world. And that area of where I really like doing this. It's a new beginning. I want to start this. I want to go forward and do this. But there's that veil of illusion that's over it. So it's kind of like, might not have been what it
is it going to work? Is it going to work? I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, wait a minute. What do I have to do? How do I get through this? Wait a minute. What are the roadblocks? And then roadblocks that have been thrown up in your way since then that you didn't expect, that you had no idea were there, things that were going to be in your way that you were clueless about.
Yeah,
and there's probably one that's hitting you again right now. I would not be at all surprised if there's going to be a roadblock that's going to come up and whack you again. We're looking at this. This is where, right?
That's where I'm about to go. Yeah, right. I just wanted to explain, in case this sounds confusing.
Okay,
as far as what a roadblock means, it's nothing more than the illusion that this might not have been what you thought it was going to be. Well, it was introduced to you in March, and then it was like, oh yeah, let's do this. This is a great idea. Now it's like, is this what I thought it was going to be? And so now come October.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I guess what I'm looking at is, there's all these little things along the way that you have to take care of that you didn't have any clue about.
Exactly. But it's about your beliefs, because that's the overarching energy on this, is this whole Neptune thing, because it's Neptune here. He's got the Neptune there. It's in both places where it's like you're being hit with Neptune from this side and from this side, where it's just like, okay.
And understand that Neptune is the planet that is about illusion and delusion.
Yes.
And things not being what they seem.
Yes.
That's what.
Yes.
Just so you know.
And so October 14th to November 10th. This is a nugget you're going to walk forward with, to work with, okay?
Okay.
It is during that time, October, I have it on 3rd, I am sorry, but it's going to be dealing, let me get back up to speed here.
14th.
October, okay, let's see if I can't really do this with two hands. I don't know why. I'm better with one hand than two on this. Fascinating. So October 14th is, okay, so the veil might become great. meaning there's going to be more clouds and illusion than normal. The whole point of that is to teach you to see really clearly, okay? Which, since March, you've had time to be dealing with what you've been dealing with, this new project that likely began, okay? And to say, is this what I wanted? Is this everything I thought it was going to be? Is it way more, and is it worth it? Okay? And like she was saying, there was probably a bunch of things that came up. It ended up being way more work than what you anticipated.
Yeah.
So it's not about, don't do this, this is the wrong project. It's just be very aware. Make sure that you have everything, the tangible and the practical and the logical things plotted out.
Get all your ducks in the row.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And just understand what it all really entails. And even if there is this, you know, it's alluring because it's this new innovative thing that you somehow feel that's going to really benefit you. Because you're the first one out of the gate with it in some sense. You're somehow the leader of it, or at least giving the recognition as being the leader of heading it off, whatever this new thing is or was. Now, one last thing we're going to leave you with before we end this free video, because this is like the longest free video I've ever done in my life. Just so you know, you're really getting a perk here. It's 25 minutes we're on now right now.
Although it's
Are you even aware that it's been 25 minutes? Sorry.
Although it's been a little confusing.
Yeah, our fault. Maybe I can be smart and do some deleting, some editing.
Like that.
Anyway, so we're now going to jump ahead for you we're going to do the whole January thing, which we've been doing. But actually the 14th isn't a bad place. That's like right on the money.
You
got to
change
the year.
20.
So we are looking at January 13th, January 14th of 2020. And everyone's chart, there is this big conjunction coming up, okay? And it's with Saturn and Pluto, and the big conjunction comes up in significant one-on-one relationships in your chart.
Yeah.
And it looks like significant one-on-one relationships tied into possibly work, okay? Business. Yeah. Work, business, government. That is where the conjunction occurs in your chart. What does that mean? Well, it is a big deal. Typically, because of the conjunction that's happening, it signifies something changing, something that was being dismantled, broken down, and rebuilt back up again. But it's usually taken down all the way to the root system, meaning it comes back out looking completely different. Right. Now, how will that affect you specifically in your chart? You can look us up if you want to know more. Because honestly, I would have to go and dive back into that to go further.
We have to dig really deep into this to have a really clear picture, and that is going to take us.
So if you want to know more, that's fine. Just let us know. We do cheap extended readings. You can go down below. We've got all the information there. If you want to know a little bit more going forward. Other than that, we hope that you have found something. Yeah, we hope that you have found something beneficial, and
something beneficial.
We're able to provide you. Hopefully, we were able to provide you with some good information to move forward with for your future, and that I'm just going to shut up now.
I think we both will.
All right.
We hope you have a good afternoon.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye-bye.